Wait, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
Okay. I think my favorite thing about Little Nightmares and Little Nightmares 2 is probably the fact that there isn't any like voice lines. I mean, the only time you'll actually hear a character speak is when you're calling for the other
Hey.
person. You go, yeah, and you go like, "Hey." It doesn't. It's not like a game where the entire thing is being carried by the characters' lines and the important things that they say. It's like entirely everything else. The characters don't need to speak for the game to be good.
They also don't even need to speak for the characters themselves to be good. Like, the characters are still really good even though they don't speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite thing about the two games is probably the atmosphere that it builds. Like a light horror element that like music plays into, scenery, setting. Like in number two, the Pale City, the rainy, dreary environment makes it suddenly depressing and like hopeless. And the atmosphere just like it blows you away.
I like the atmosphere too, and for this, it sort of feels like what they did was really simple, but when you actually like take a second and look at every single thing inside the game, it's like
So detailed.
this is so detailed, and this is impressive, and it's so scary though, because you feel like you're in a wasteland of nightmares, and you don't want to be there. Like you're the character who's actually afraid. I think my favorite setting in the second game is maybe that one place where all the TV people were falling off the buildings
Oh
under
yeah, yeah.
the tower's control. It was really, even though it was like a really interesting and kind of scary scene, it was still kind of beautiful, like the lighting and the size of the buildings and all that.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, honestly, just like going through the city and like the different buildings and the people affected by the TV was really cool. The scariest setting, definitely the doctor's office with the fucking mannequins. That was terrifying. I hated that.
Weeping angels on their own is just a scary idea.
Yeah,
And then they have it in those like weeping angel characters in a hospital, which I think a lot of children have nightmares about. Like all the hospitals are usually scary to kids because they don't like doctors and all that. The needles, the medicine stuff, it makes them nervous. And
yeah.
they did
Like
that a lot throughout the games. They also uh, they got a lot of the villains or antagonists throughout the games are characters
things
that
that children would be scared of.
yeah, you could imagine these kind of things that children would be like terrified of, like a person trying to kidnap children or a butcher with large knives.
Or like at the end of the first one, like a lot of people trying to like devour you and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
then the tall menacing lady.
Yeah, those are all things that you could imagine a kid having
Yeah.
nightmares about. Of course, the name of the game or games is Little Nightmares, but
Oh yeah, Little Nightmares.
it's not just because it's scary. It actually just makes sense that like 9-year-old kids would have nightmares about these monsters.
Another thing I do like about it, like the other part of the name Little, is the scale of the game. It makes you seem so small in comparison to everything else, and how you have to like sneak through little like air vents and other small passageways like that to get around, because you're obviously not. It's like the world is like you're not meant to be in the world. Like you're too small and like too
Yeah,
fragile and like you don't belong here. Yeah, like everything's just so big in comparison.
yeah,
Like the hunter's guns, like the gun you needed both of you to lift that.
exactly.
Circling back to we said Mono and Six, right? The characters.
Yeah.
Which is your favorite character out of Mono, Six, Runaway Kid, any of them?
Uh, well, I haven't finished the Runaway Kid DLC, so I can't have a
Yeah.
100% fulfilled idea on who he is. But uh, between Mono and Six, then I think I'd probably have to say Six. And hear me out, hear me out. I think that even though she did drop Mono into that like pit of despair. It was
Right.
it was still reasonable if going off of the idea that she knew what he would become if he was still alive. Then that was still I think that was a reasonable thing to do. And she, even though she is kind of like mean, and she gets hungry and then eats the gnome, it may not have been her fault, but I still think that she is a really cool and interesting character. Like Mono is pretty cool. I like him. It's like a slight difference, I think, because
Yeah.
Mono is pretty cool, but I think just Six having that power that she gets at the end of the game is especially really cool. She just is like running throughout the whole thing, afraid. She's running across the tables, trying not to get grabbed, and then now once she gets her powers
Yeah.
and she goes up, she's just walking through so confidently because she knows that she's more powerful than them now. So I think that just her and like her confidence that she gains and just her throughout the game is just really cool.
I disagree with you on that, but that's simply because I love my boy Mono so much. And I mean, like, even if like she knew that he had like a darkness side of him or some shit, why'd you have to drop him off the cliff? Like, that's the only reason he became the Thin Man, is because he got dropped off of a cliff by his friend and had to be stuck inside the tower for so long.
But I don't think she would have known that though.
Yeah, I know.
Like she's
But
just
also,
trying to do something.
I kind of hate her for a different reason, but that would be spoiling since you haven't finished the DLC yet.
Let's talk about the music. I like the theme, like Six's theme, and when
Oh
it
yeah,
plays when she eats stuff, like
yeah,
that's pretty cool. When I heard it the first time, I just was shocked and thought, "Dang, this is amazing." And then they play it even like stronger when she reaches the end, and now she actually like is stronger, so it makes sense for them to
yeah.
up it a bit. And then after the first game, and then after the second game at the end, they play the theme again after she drops Mono and starts walking
Yep.
away. And now it's no longer like, dang, this song is pretty good. I like having the song while I'm eating a rat or whatever. It's now like, dang, Six, what did you do? And the way that
Yeah,
they
like
incorporated that music throughout the game and the games and those key moments in Six's journey, they they did that pretty well and made it important and impactful.
the game definitely has one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. Like when Mono is turning into the Thin Man, right? It's playing a song called "The End of the Hall," and it's so good. I love that song. Like, it's so dramatic as it's like it starts slow, and then starts building like more and more as you start to realize that Mono is becoming what has like tried to kill you like multiple times before, and you're like, holy shit, what the actual hell, like what in the hell is happening, as you like see him start to go taller and taller until you like, and it also like builds onto what Six did. You get more angry, like, Six, how could you have done this to Mono, my boy? You turned him into a monster. The music just plays into the atmosphere, the story. The music influences everything about the game because it's just so good.
Music
It's
in
just so
music in games can music in games usually makes or breaks it a lot.
yeah,
Like if you
yeah,
have a really serious moment and for some reason your music director or whatever decides I'm going to play this kind of chill or silly theme, then it's not going to seem that serious and you're going to think, "Oh, what's happening?" Or the kind of music might be able to help you make a prediction about what's going to happen later down the road, because you might think, okay, a character is leaving now and it's kind of important, they're important to us, and then I see our character is now upset, they're probably going to come back. But if you mess that up, then you're going to think, oh, whatever, they're just leaving. So
yeah.
the way the music is, the way that the music treats the game changes how you as the player treats the game. So the songs or the music that they play in Little Nightmares, I think went perfectly with the situations. Like
Yeah,
like I said, how it just the song was kind of stronger in a way towards the end of Little Nightmares 1 as 6 became stronger, and how you said the theme or the end of the hall for the Thin Man, like that is like a feels like you're just TikTok. You're just waiting for him to grow older. You're constantly just sitting there. It's not gonna change, and now you're just like reminiscing about everything that you've done previously.
Yeah, and like how every time like Six and Mono had a moment, like the theme when they first met, like that theme plays again when you guys have like a moments together, like when Six gets trapped under the rubble. I kind of wish we'd left her now. I'm just kidding. But when Six gets trapped under the rubble, and you pull her out, and you guys kind of like lay looking at each other for like a few seconds, the calm theme begins playing again. It's just like the music just influences how you think about the game overall, and just like improves on it entirely. Small thing I wanted to say. I think it's kind of like cool and funny how every time you die in the game, when you like you start back at your last save, it's like your character's waking up. Like what had happened was just a nightmare. I think that's
Yeah.
like a really cool small detail they added into the game that really made the game more enjoyable.
And because how the people enter the nowhere is like they go to sleep and then they wake up in this physical realm, and the
Yeah,
person respawning as waking up is kind of like if you fell asleep and now you woke up and now you're there.
yeah.
That's a cool little addition that they have onto the respawns. There's so much detail and so much work that they put into the game.
And like circling back to the thing about like how they get into this place in the first part, yeah, like the lore overall, the like basically there's two parts of the Little Nightmares lore. There's the lore that takes place in the Nightmare world, and the lore that like how the Nightmare world is a thing. And like something pretty interesting about how it is a thing is like the kids you play as and like the kids you see like probably laying in the maw and stuff like that. Those are all like kids from real life that go through some traumatic events, and while sleeping they begin to enter this nightmare realm and have these horrible dreams when suddenly this figure called the Ferryman, which we see in like this old Little Nightmares comic, as a character that they mentioned previously, talks to them and is like, "If you come with me, I can like save you from the trauma you're experiencing in the real world." So they do that, and it's just they just get transported to the nightmare world and are stuck there basically, which is really horrible. Um, and all the monsters you see are the Fairman tells like this doctor that's like experimenting on the girl. This is all like an audio series that Bandai Namco released, and um, the doctor that was like tormenting this girl who ended up going to the Nightmare Realm tried to follow them. The Fairman said no, but if you do want to follow us eventually, the people that have wronged the children can become the monsters that torment them in the nightmare world. So all the monsters you see were people that like tormented children in the real world, which is
Uh,
like really interesting lore wise.
yeah, is you're seeing them now as monsters. Like they're not just humans disguised. They're just actually monsters now.
In the entire world, there's like just one big way to torment children, which is like really dark. Really plays into the horror element of the game if you like take the time to research the story more. Also, yeah, like we see two different kinds of people in the first game. We see the TV addicted people, which is kind of like a fall out to real life, I guess. And then a bunch
Yeah.
of like fat and greedy people from in like the on the mall who try to eat you.
Also call out
Like
to real life.
and like obviously I guess we're gonna see more of the fat and greedy people in Little Nightmares 3 because they're in the trailer. But we really don't know much about the actual world. We know there are three locations we've seen so far. There is the Hill City, the Maw, and then what was the island called
The
from Very
Necropolis.
Little Nightmares? No, no, no. I thought that was the third one.
Yeah, Necropolis is the third one.
Yeah. But there's like this floating island in the Very Little Nightmares that Raincoat Girl
Oh,
escapes
yeah.
from.
Yeah, I don't know.
Those those are the locations we've seen so far. Like this world could be absolutely massive since like the necropolis is like you're going throughout different areas of the world. Like it's like a bridge almost or like a connector. Like
I
this
really
world could be
like
massive.
I really like the low character. Like it's a what they say. The description was something about Low is uh, determined to find this one location that he believes will be the key to go home, and then there's Alone, who's just like a tinkerer who's just traveling with
Helping
them.
him.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty cool because we've seen Six and Mono just like travel throughout the thing, and we assume they're trying to get
Yeah, they're
out.
just trying to survive.
Yeah,
Yeah, like but
they're
we don't know.
yeah they're just like they're
Also,
trying to survive, but Low and Alone seem to be on a mission to actually get out of there.
something I do hope happens is like at the end of it, Alone don't have like this like these huge magical powers. Maybe they escape or something. Because like both Mono and Six ended up getting like magical powers and like killing people and stuff in the end. Um, which is kind of a depressing fate. Even though Six was badass when she did, and like we have no clue what happened to Six. Um, some people think it was like she turned into the lady, but pretty sure Tarsier Studios, while they were working on that project, said no, they're not connected, really. So we just don't know. Uh, two new characters, and obviously, everyone likes Low. Everyone likes Low. No one likes Alone, I guess. I don't really like Alone, but
I saw somebody had
pretty cute.
a theory that the Alone was that one girl from the comics with the pigtails, because just
Oh,
like
Spoon
their
Girl.
hairstyle, yeah, that their hairstyles are so
Yeah,
similar, and she has her
I
face
would be.
covered, so
I would be so happy if it was Spoon Girl. I love Spoon Girl. Though
that
I
would
think
be
most
cool.
people think that Spoon Girl died due to the doctor.
Yeah, she probably did.
All of them died in those comics. Really depressing.
I really liked the ghost guy. He was helping this dead rat, or this rat who was dying, and then he just got caught by the TV people.
Jumped. Yeah. Like the community of Little Nightmares 2 is also like really good
Yeah.
from what I've like seen of it. It's another good thing because not all games have good communities. Call of Duty. Anyway, um, honestly, from the trailer, it looks absolutely amazing, right? And the
Yeah.
fact it's co-op is gonna be so fun. Like, we're gonna play it on the channel. Stay tuned if you're interested in that. They say the release date says 2024, which is a bit concerning since it's already spring 2024 and they haven't like finalized the release date with like an actual date. It just says 2024 still.
Yeah.
So, it's a bit worrying. But
If
I hope it'll release in like a few
if
months.
if they can get it out in 2024 and it's good, like it's good quality, then I'm okay with that. But if they need to take their time, then I think that they should take their time and shouldn't
Yeah,
be
I
like,
agree.
okay, we're still gonna release in 2024 even though it's not done. Like they should still be like, okay, we're gonna push
Yeah.
this back and take our time with this because I want a good Little Nightmares 3.
Also, it does appear that Little Nightmares 3 is going to be using like weapons again, like how Mono had weapons. Like Low has a bow, and Alone has a wrench. I also think that they're going to also be useful as like tools that can help you. Like maybe you need to shoot something to like make a bridge lower, or you need to like crank something to like I don't know make a bridge lower. That's the only example I could think of.
Or like how in Little Nightmares 1 and 2 you have to pick up an item to throw it at a button. Maybe you can just shoot the button this time.
Oh yeah,
Or in the like that carnival or dock or whatever, you can
yeah.
shoot something in one of the games and get something from there.
I think it's gonna be good. It's like
Yeah.
there's gonna be a lot of locations again, like how there was in both Little Nightmares, but this one will just like expand on that even more. Since instead of just location, it's in a greater location. The spire has is like connected to multiple locations, like the Desolate City. I don't know what it's actually called. It has name. I forgot it. I'm sorry. It's gonna be cool when it releases. If anyone's watching this, recommend you if you have the money, go and get the games. Worth it. It's a great game.
if you have some sort of thing to play games, you should check because it will most likely be on there. And it's an amazing game, and I highly
Yeah.
recommend it.
We may make more videos about this when the third one comes out. Definitely we're gonna do a playthrough of the third one on the channel. Uh, so yeah, look for more Little Nightmares videos possibly. And I guess we'll see you guys next time.
Bye
Peace.
bye.